Okay, good evening, y'all. I hope everybody is well. I'm sure by now, in this sleepy little community of ours, that the news has made its rounds about Praise booting the dude. I have that stream archived on the Super Troll archive just in case it's required. But here again, as I have said many times, for about 6 years, I was friends with the dude. I know Dude very well. I watched Dude worsen over time. And since 2018, maybe 2019, I have consistently tried to warn Tom. He does not listen. What he will consistently do is platform toxic people or betray them. The one that I will give a little bit of leniency is Gavin Herleman. Gavin is a retired fighter. Gavin therefore suffers from trauma due to his fight career. I can understand that. That made him very belligerent, but the way Praise treated him was terrible. You have allowed everyone, Tom, from Darth Dawkins, who, frankly, even other presuppositionalists are wary about receiving him due to his extremely caustic nature, to Smokey, to Dude, who is just as bad as the Smoky Saint you hate, to insert any other number of toxic, caustic people. It does make me wonder. It's 2025. Will you learn? I don't think you will. You've been messing around with hate preachers now since 2018 or thereabouts, Tom. I met Smoky Saint on the old 2018 odd panels at Praise the I Am. I'd never really heard of the guy prior to that. I might have seen some debates or I might have seen some chatter way back when, but I didn't know Smokey at that time. I met him at your channel, Tom. It begs the question, well, if you keep running into this problem, if you don't control your channel, because frankly, you've always shared it with your sister and she often incites you into further problems, then how much longer are you going to platform people like Bill Cuthbert or the dude? Radical, ridiculous hate preachers who you've admitted are out of control, who you say have a ridiculous hit list in terms of this mark and avoid hit list Cuthbert has. Praise, hello, rebuke and reprove. I want to acknowledge you. Praise, when are you going to learn? Or, like Stefan rightly says, is someone going to slip a couple $100 your way, like Smokey allegedly did, or like the dude did, and then all is well? You built for the last, I don't know how many months, 6 to 8 months maybe, almost as long as I've been archiving what you people have been doing, this ridiculous couple of hate preachers, Bill Cuthbert and the dude, Paul. I don't really know if his name is Paul Frudivore. Might be lying about that. Kind of sounds like a made up name. Who knows? I don't really know, and I just know him as the dude. If he is Paul Frudivore, then he's telling the truth. If he, excuse me, isn't, then that means he lied to me consistently for years. You platform these people, Tom. You've built your channel and your brand as a public figure with these hate preachers. Your current iteration of your channel is nothing but Dude, Kimberly, or Olive, and you, and occasionally Bill Cuthbert, who is almost always there to stir up trouble. How are you going to get around the obvious, Tom? How do you do that? How do you just suddenly reverse course now that you're irritated with the dude? You built your whole channel around him. Sure, on the one hand, I hope that you hello Kairos. I hope that you get away from these people. But Tom, you have had a history for years now, since around about 2018, of letting virtually anyone walk right all over you and your channel, wind you guys up, incite you, and then invariably you either betray them or you become irritated with the direction they take your channel, and then you split ways. You treated Gavin like, complete garbage. I'm not calling Gavin innocent. I'm not defending Gavin. I'm saying I remember very distinctly how you treated Gavin. You did this whole expose on him. You went after him. You went after technically his ex-wife. Like, man, at what point are you going to realize praise? The problem is none of these people. The problem is you. I don't think he's going to read my community post from earlier today. And if he does, I doubt he'll acknowledge it. I hope he, for his own sake, does. I don't really care. Like, it's not going to affect my sleep tonight as to whether or not he does. But it does beg that question. Why doesn't Tom take accountability for himself? If you stop platforming these people, you're not going to have this problem. Otherwise, the legal consequences that you will face from platforming hate preachers who commit numerous human rights violations will be very stiff, because they're using your platform to spread hate. That's not just a YouTube terms of service violation. That's got some serious consequences to it. I don't even think you're fully aware of the deep muck that one could be in by allowing that sort of rhetoric on their platform. I have the clip where Bill and the dude sit here talking about, if anyone disagrees with free grace, they are a devil. Cuthbert says in another clip that I've got here on YouTube and on Rumble that he is the church, and he can decide who is or is not in the church. Jack Smack wants unsaved devils shot. He posted that clip of shooting at Paul Washer and James White targets at the shooting range. He's got all these different clips of him referring to false prophets as vermicular scum who barely deserve the right to live, and has been radicalizing toward kids for years. I didn't just make that playlist up. I didn't just find those videos. That's what Jack Smack uploaded. The fact that you have zero capacity to recognize you're in this situation due to your own bad judgments is very revealing. Tom, I've said it to you many times. I don't talk to you anymore, but I'm going to say it one more time. If you keep doing this, it will have consequences. It's either going to have legal consequences. It's definitely having consequences on your health. I mean, how are you even sleeping? You must be sleeping throughout the day, and I don't know how in the world you'd keep a job if that's the case. But frankly, at what point are you going to recognize you're just trying to go through life on autopilot, acting as though there's nothing wrong with what you're doing? I get all kinds of comments from different people, and they're public comments. I'm not going to say who's saying, but they're public comments, stating all the time how they're preparing their own independent legal action due to the things that happen at the Praise the I Am channel. Every time Veckel hosts his channel, the And Why Not streams, you people watching religiously, you try to go on there, you do as much damage control as you can. I mean, look, Whether or not you believe what you say you believe, and I really don't think you do, I think you just gravitate toward what's getting you views. You at some intrinsic moment have to recognize you cannot blame other people when you allow your platform to be used this way. Cairo says, dude sleeps and snores while alive. Well, he didn't. Yeah, it's not just that. He comes on raging out. I strongly suspect he's alcohol. He's very alcoholic. I know what Tom said to me about his own sister being out of control with her alcohol consumption. He said that, not me. My point, Tom, is that you can try to shift the blame at the end of the day on whoever you like. It doesn't change the fact the one to blame is you. Well, I didn't say that. My sister did. Well, then why are you letting her come onto your platform to say those things? Well, let's see. Rebuke and Reprove says, I thought the dude left. For now, but you know how it goes with praise. You slip him $100 or $200 and all is well. It wouldn't shock me if that's the case. And by the way, Rebuke and Reprove, they built their whole channel, Jill, on Dude, Olive, and Praise. They've got domains they supposedly own. The dude got them. I mean, they've even got videos where they've got dude teaching on the members section that I'm told about. And frankly, my point is simple. I really don't care if it's the dude or if it's what have you. At what point does Praise accept responsibility for his own actions? Consistently for years now, he just doesn't. Kairos, I would have never thought that it would have been Veckel that brought down the dude era. You know what? I don't honestly think Veckel did. My honest opinion is a little different. All I think Veckel did is to state facts and not engage with dude the hothead. Praise is weird. He likes to let anyone come in and talk, even if they take control of his channel. I've said it many times before. I can't tell you how many times dude has told me he wants to build an offline fellowship. That's a cult, by the way, over which he is in control. And he probably wants to find someone just like Praise, where he can utilize their channel, their following, to funnel his own followers there that he's made within the free grace community on the internet. So he can then eventually take this offline. He said this to me many, many times. He even spoke about buying land in places like Oklahoma or even my state. So hold on just a second. Let me take this down. My point is that, look, I don't care what the dude does or what Gavin does or what Smokey Saint does. I don't even talk to him. I don't have no idea what those guys are doing. I have no idea. I don't want to know. However, if you will not take responsibility for what you platform and what you do, for what you say, for all of the slanderous content, the hateful content, the abusive content that you, Tom, platform, there's no one else to blame. I don't want to see Tom like this. I really don't. I want to see him doing well. It just doesn't seem to me like that's ever going to happen at this rate. I'll look at some comments and then I might have to be off. Yeah, of course, he's just fatigued, old dude. Good evening, Derek. Yes, that was very well played. He did that in a very Christ-like manner because all that Veckel did was just not engage this raging dude. excellent work on Veckel's part. I think he handled that about as well as he could have and should have. I try to as well. Of course, I monitor things. I get people telling me certain things. I archive them on my public archive, the Super Troll archive, and then I move along. Yeah, really. Hi, Cheryl. Yeah, Praise still has up videos where he directly refers to me as a pedophile. The reason he's doing that is because he has Bill Cuthbert in his ear, who has been saying this for the longest time. And then in the other ear, for some irrational reason that no one honestly seems to understand, except for maybe Olive herself, is Olive. Years ago, she started spreading all this hatred and rumors that I was an agent for Smokey Saint. I know when the Smokey guys hear that, they'll just die laughing. And that I'm not to be trusted. She is the one who, apart from Bill Cuthbert or the dude, that spreads the hate on that channel. It's not just against me, but I became aware of that. She finally admitted it in one of their streams. I caught that. I got that stream. I uploaded it. So that makes me beg the question, is Tom so amoral that for the kicks, for the laughs, for the lulls, he'll do just about anything? He'll sell out to just about anyone for his own entertainment. That includes doxing. That includes slandering the living daylights out of someone as a public figure with over 30,000 Instagram followers and 15,500 YouTube followers. Apparently so. Apparently so. I mean, typically I don't, Derek. If you notice, I don't typically engage with them. I just record what they do. However, I was thinking about this as I was doing a little work earlier today. I met Praise in about 2018 or so. I know that because I met Smokey at his channel, which would have been in that same sort of year, somewhere in that vicinity, probably late 18, I believe. And what's interesting is that there's been no change since then. It's 2025. So we're close to a decade now that I've been aware of this person and his channel. It's been the same kind of activity insofar as that I've known him. Lord knows what it's been like going back to 2011 when I wasn't there. I don't really care about that because I can't document that. They've also scrubbed a lot of those older streams. But that tells me they just don't care. And yeah, you know what? I grabbed that video too. Jack Smack still has a video up calling Praise Lost and Unsaved. Yeah, I got that video. It's a good character witness. Bill Cuthbert and Jack Smack went after Praise, calling him unsaved. That video is still up at Jack Smack's channel. They don't care. They will do anything and everything. Bill will mock the dead. He collaborated as Ministry of Reconciliation with Jack Smack to do that. And who panels these guys? Praise. It's the thing that is a mystery to me. I totally agree. A big kid with minimal conscience, if any. Past behavior shows kind of future behavior. It happens. Some miracle could change. I don't really see much or enough to say. Yeah, it's really hard. I'm kind of struggling to make sense of these rambling sentences, but I agree with the first chunk of this. Yeah, that's what they've been doing. If they've been doing this in their past, Derek, you're right. It's a good indicator of their future. What is it that Maya Angelou famously said? If someone tells you who they are, believe them the first time they tell you. Well, I mean, how many more first times do we have to get? Tom will not take accountability for his own actions. His sister will lead him around. He doesn't care. And he will completely open the doors to any radical hate preacher, be it the dude, be it Jack Smack, be it Bill Cuthbert, be it Darth Dawkins to a large degree, pretty hateful, whoever. And then, oh, woe is me. It's always Tom Thumb who's not to blame. Interesting. Then come along Dude, Olive, the Dude, Jack Smack, Bill, the same, no different changes. Yeah, they're all the same. They always act this way. I don't really know much about Sparrow. I think I'll leave this as my last thought. I remember Sparrow. I remember interacting with Sparrow. I don't really know much about her other than that somehow she was an offline friend, so I understood. Might be wrong about that. With Olive and Praise, and specifically Olive. Now, who knows what kind of falling out they had? And I mean, well, frankly, what the heck do I care? What the heck do I give a rat's behind about? But Sparrow got the living daylights out of Dodge, and I'll give her the due for that. I think she understood the handwriting on the wall with that channel and left. Who knows? What I find interesting is that if your name is Olive, Praise will let you do whatever you want, even if it's outright illegal, even if it's outright ridiculous. And then, of course, he'll complain, oh, it's me, while he lets all these hate preachers on his channel. I don't think that there is any helping him at this point. But I will say one thing before I go. It's certainly helpful when you need to archive evidence. I mean, from the dude alone, I've probably cataloged 120 plus videos from Olive and Tom themselves based on the slanderous things they've said about me or others. I believe about roughly 100, 120, 30 odd videos. It's not like I sit there rejoicing, oh, yay, another video to add to my Super Troll archive so I can keep track of what these people are saying and all this illegal activity. I don't really wish to do that. I'd honestly rather never have to think about these people again. Now, what's this? Indeed. Maybe. I have no idea. It's just like that thing, with Smokey Saint and $800. I have no idea. And this actually is, I'm glad you said this, Derek. Always good to have evidence. I keep getting comments from different people. People who, although some of them are friends of mine, some of them are just different people. They have seen my archive. They have seen Dave Connell 2's archive. And they come without prompting at all from me. Like I said, I don't hardly know most of these people, stating they're preparing their own legal action. Why? Because of the slanderous, hateful things that go on at the Praise the I Am channel. Limited public figure. If you're a public figure, even a small one like Tom, you have a moral and legal obligation to be careful about what you platform. Well, it doesn't look like Tom or Kimberly give a rat's behind about that. It's my hope that they straighten up pretty soon because, I can't begin to tell you how many hate crimes I got just from the dude and how many times the dude or Bill incited them to do that. How many times I recorded that Praise committed or allowed others to commit very serious crimes, slander, hate crimes, whatnot, on my archive. I'll leave a link, since I've mentioned them, to Dave Connell 2's and my own archives. That evidence is public. That evidence is there so anyone and everyone may use it. It would have been my hope and preference that Tom would quit. that he would realize you will have some severe consequences for allowing people to say this on your platform. I've said it to him in the past. You need to be careful with that. Didn't listen. That's going to have some interesting consequences. I wonder in 2025, how will this play out? You had dude making injunction threats, and let's face it, he's probably not going to do that. I mean, that's going to cost him thousands, if not hundreds or tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars to come after different people. He's got unclean hands. You can't go sue somebody for slander when you are a slanderous hate preacher who commits hate crimes on the basis of ethnicity and religion. You can't do that. you just can't do that. Well, either way, what's this? Someone said Sparrow left over money, that some money was missing. You know what? Honestly, I don't know and I don't care, Kairos. I mean, good for you that you recorded that. I'm not dogging on you. It's just I couldn't care less at this point. Gavin got the hell out of there because he grew so tired of what praise does. I got out of there. Sparrow got out of there. And the only people asleep at the wheel who can't seem to figure out what's going on here would be Tom and Kimberly. I don't blame you. And hey there, Bond. I figured I'd go live and then go work out, so I find it fitting that you came along. Good to see you, man. And I appreciate you, man. I mean, I've archived quite a few of your videos. You've caught some tremendous stuff, and good for you, man. I mean, it's truly incredible. They've even threatened you. I've got clips from just the last couple weeks where they've made threats against you. They've claimed to speak to your relatives or an ex-wife, whoever that is. You know, what is that to me? I don't have anything to do with that. I don't care about people's offline lives. But Tom needs to realize, and so does Kimberly, you're public figures. Your actions will have consequences, ethically and legally. If you keep platforming these people, it's only a matter of time before someone says, you know what? I've had enough of this. I've had enough of being called a potato pedophile. I've had enough of being racially or religiously discriminated against, which is a hate crime. I've had enough of Olive running her mouth and abusing people. And guess what? The one who will be liable is he who platformed it. I see. Good to know. Good to know. Well, either way, I'm going to leave that there. Praise will never take accountability. My archive is public. Dave Connell 2's archive is public. If you need to end up using those archives as evidence, feel free. I have purposefully left mine in the public domain in the event that they needed to do that, and frankly, to counteract the years of slander these people have been heaping on me. The fact that I've been putting up now for about 4 or 5 years or so, actually, no, about 4 years, with a slander campaign started by Bill Cuthbert, Rob Reed, Bruce Brickner, GY6, and so on. Thick Shades, although he's MIA, who knows what happened to him? Don't really care. And who resurrects it last May but Bill Cuthbert, G&G Streaming, and Praise? I wonder if they will learn. What's that saying we have in U.S. English? Those who live in glass houses ought not to throw stones. We shall see. We shall see.